Good morning, everybody. Mike Vacchi, Princetontrader.com, here with your Monday market webcast. All right, daily chart, and you can see 2 days worth of support there at the 9-day. The green line is your daily mid-band, your 20-day simple moving average. That acted as resistance on Friday. They gapped it down. They traded as low as 24.45, which was basically it was a sloppy test of the new weekly pivot at 24.42, and they bounced it as high as 25.67.5. So let's go to the hourly chart. You can see gap down, test that weekly pivot, take it back up, fill the gap, and now we're just kind of grinding. You can see how tight the hourly bands are in and around that hourly mid band, which comes in about 25.22. About 20 minutes ago, we had two looks there, right in the 25, 21 half area, and they bounce it from there to 38. So look, the volatility's still here. For our part, we bought it a couple different ways against the weekly pivot, so we had a pretty good night. We're flat now. We took our profits. What I'm looking for today is whether we want to continue to spend what would be the majority of a second week above the weekly pivot. So it's the same discussion as last week. Last week we had weekly pivot here, and you see the 9-day. Once we got to Wednesday, we stayed above it, and you can see the push up as a result. They took it right back to it to test it first thing Sunday night. The ideal situation for the bulls is to just go ahead and just leave that. You want to look back in 4 days and say, well, there's our weekly low. Right there at the weekly pivot, easy for anybody to see. And then you kind of, you grind it to bleed it higher. What the bulls want to do is they want to keep this mid-band contained, okay? They want to convert the 9-day, convert the weekly pivot, convert it back to resistance, and then go ahead and test some of those lower areas from last week down to and including 2174. And as you look at it, I mean, we traded 25.67 last night. We're about 400 handles off the low. But going back to the daily, it's kind of trying to find its way here. We had the big move down, the rejection, the bounce, and there's been some follow through, but that follow through has been retraced. So we've got a battle of two big moving averages, and if the bulls can convert and keep this up over the top and hold daily mid-band as support, then they can, continue to walk this thing back up to the upside. Look, it's still a news-driven market. Case numbers and all of these medical and geopolitical and economic data points are going to continue to run the day, and they're going to continue to move the tape, culminating in the jobs report this Friday, which will be the most fugly jobs report in the history of job reports. And the only thing that will be more fugly than that job report will be the next job report when we get the revisions for this train wreck of a jobs report. So there's going to be plenty of excuses for the market to probe downside and do some price discovery here. So respect price, respect risk. Don't get pigeonholed into one ideology or the other, or either we've gone up enough or we've gone down enough, and the market needs to do this and the market needs to do that. Market doesn't need to do anything. The only thing the market needs to do right now is figure out, does it want to be above here? On which side of this great big chunk of price, 150 handles, 175 handles or so, does price want to live? And maybe the answer is it doesn't, and we're in a 175 handle trading range for the week. That's great. We can do that. That's definitely not trading in a phone booth. So keep an open mind, respect price, and respect risk. That'll get you through. So for the open today, you got a proprietary moving averages at 27, 5-minute mids at 25.31. I mentioned the hourly mid band at 25.22. Volume weighted average price is going to be up in the stratosphere here somewhere. But when it gets there, it'll be important. Be interesting to see if that holds in any kind of a morning pop in the regular session. All right, everybody have a fantastic day. Be safe, be healthy, trade them well. I'll talk to you tonight. Tonight we'll do a webcast. Take care. Follow us over on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Princetontrader. Check us out on Facebook and join us for a free trial at www.princetontrader.com. Trade 'em well.